What up, what up? Before we get started here, one thing that I will say about the London session that I really like is it is a much slower trading time. So you can honestly afford to use more contracts. So like if you've ever only tried one contract or two contracts, you can usually afford to use more contracts in the London session because the movement is slower and easier to read overall. So you see we took our trade from all the way down here. We get into our next trade once we hit the resistance level that was formed by this candle right there. And then we take it down to the support level that's formed by these candles here. But I'll show you guys the video or whatever where I'm explaining to my friend about prop firms and stuff. It's actually probably beneficial to people who haven't started. Just a nice way to look at trading prop firms. You know, at this place, I'm fully funded for all of the accounts that I'm allowed to have. So I have accounts with my funded futures, Top Step, and Take Profit Traders. Do you need all those? Absolutely not. Honestly, you don't need more than one account. You probably can make $100,000 on one account easier than you can make it $50,000 across 5 accounts or whatever the case is. The more accounts you have, the higher your risk, but also the higher the reward. I actually prefer trading just my single account on a daily basis, and then I'll just bounce between my single accounts. Sometimes the copy trader can be a little slower, and on average, you have to use a higher risk management setting than you would use. So normally, when I'm doing a single trade for like just myself watching or whatever, I'm only using like 30 ticks. If I'm on ES, I'm using like 20 ticks. I think 60 ticks is like the max I'll use. If I'm copy trading, I have to account for delays. So I'll usually use like 100 ticks, which is way more than I like to risk. It's like $1,000 on my particular trade, right? I don't like that. I prefer risking about $300 to $500 on average. So I'll use 30 ticks. I'll use 60 ticks if I want to risk like $600 or whatever. You know, but that if I'm risking $600, then I'm looking for a much larger move than $1,000 move. I'm usually doing like a 2-to-1 or a 3-to-1 type of a situation. You know, or it to be perfectly clear, I'll have like 200 ticks as my take profit, but that's just in case it like really goes crazy my way. I don't want to be trailing my trade and then having to move my take profit and then trailing and having to move my take profit. So I'd rather just set my take profit way higher than I believe it's going to go. And if it goes there, amazing. If it doesn't go there, fine. And then there are some trades where I'm targeting a specific area where I will only put my trailing my take profit directly where I believe it's going. And those are smaller trades. But I'll check you guys out later. You guys enjoy the video. This has been another Full Transparency Trading Session where I'm your host, Sebastian, and I'm out. Alright, so we are at 2:53 in the morning. We're going to lock in $500 real quick. At least, actually, we're going to lock in to 300 which is right here. So now what we're looking to do is go down to this wick right here, which will give us about $1,250 to $1,500. So how you look at prop firms like this, right? To get an account, $50 to $150, right? To activate that account, $149 no matter what. So you're looking at right there being at $300 just to basically start. So let's say I start a $150 account, $300 to start. I'm always going to start with the highest account. So now you're $300 invested. Your goal immediately becomes to pay yourself back that $300, right? Once you pay back that $300, now you're in the green. Now you're making money on the account itself. We're at 585 right now, guys. I'm talking to my friend on the phone to explain to her how you should look at the investing in these accounts when you're getting on these accounts. So goal number one, make your $300 back. So let's say I make $200 a day, because on average, my goal is $250 a day. I'm obviously not stopping at $250, but the goal is $250 a day because $250 a day will give you $62,500 at the end of the year, right? 200 will give you 50. You do the math, whatever. And you've already made back in 1 week the $300 because you can pay yourself after you reach 5 days of $200. You can pay yourself. So we are at $600 right now. I'm gonna go ahead and lock in the $400 point. I'm not gonna lose $400 on a $600 trade. Like I said, we're gonna go through this wick here. I'm gonna come and wait at this line, but I'm not gonna lose $400 when I'm at 600. Every time I get to another 150 to 200 above where I'm looking to lock in right there. So now we're going to $7,000. Now we're going to $700. I'll lock in the $500. I'm not going to lose $500 when I'm at $700. You see, the point is to make as much money as possible. We're going to $795 right now, so I'll lock in 6. Now what I won't do is lock in 6 right here. I'll sit and wait until we get to 8. Now I'll lock in 6 that we're at 8. We have 5 more minutes in the hour. We're almost at $1,000. I'm gonna lock in $800 right here. It may come back and wake me out at 750, but if it does wake me out at 750, so be it. I'm over $800 total on the day. Now you made your $300 back. You make 5 days at what is it, $200 or whatever. Let's go to $600. 720 is too small for the current level of wicking that we're doing. The 1 minute time frame. The 15-minute time frame is not good to trade on. People like to suggest it. I personally hate it because you're not actually seeing what's happening in a candle. The 1 minute, 5 minute, and like, you know, often I'll trade the 1 second and stuff. I can actually see what's happening inside of a candle. The the 15-minute is not moving properly, especially for like NQ or MNQ. Now, if you're doing ES where it's only moving like the spread is a tick, that's fine. My spread is 5 ticks right now. Earlier, it was like 8, Alina. It was literally $200. I was like, dang. So like I was up $245 and then it would instantly go down to like $50. I'm like, but I'm not even like getting the ability to lock in profit. So 251, we're gonna go to this right here. That's 690. We're at 720 and going down. We want to grab as much of this 720 as we can without getting wicked out. It went down to 850 earlier, so we're gonna go down to the 850 mark. If we can survive this last 3 minutes, just got put out of our trade, so we got $720. But I was gonna say, if we could survive the last 3 minutes going to 3 o'clock, we would probably make about $3,000 on that trade. But instead, we ended up with 750, which is a great trade, which puts us to 796 on the night. So yeah, so you invest $300. The first thing you want to do is pay yourself back that $300 plus a little bit more. So let's say you trade for a week, you make $250 a day. That's $1250 for the week for the 5 days that you're allowed to trade. Sunday doesn't count. Sunday counts as Monday. So you made $1250. Now pay yourself the $500, and now you're up $200 on when you got in, which allows you to either 1, buy a new account, or 2, just be up $200 off of where you started, and then you can keep trading from there. But you know, with TopStep, you kind of want to run up as much as you can. With TopStep, and then just kind of have it there. It's a little harder to do that with Apex because how Apex's 30% rule works, but since TopStep doesn't have a 30% rule, you can pretty much make whatever you want to make. But I'm gonna stop this video here so I can upload it or whatever, and then we'll come back in 2 minutes at 3 o'clock, and I will make another video.